Hello, everyone. Today we're going to go over an example case study on effective strategies to reduce your debt and boost your savings. Today we have Tom and Rachel. Tom and Rachel are married and 50 years old. As of today, they have a single income. Tom makes $80,000 per year. Tom has a 401k where he contributes 3% of his salary because he is matched at 3%. Pre-retirement, as of today, they live on $5,000 per month. Their retirement goals, because we are focused on paying off debt for the sake of this example, are pretty minimal. But as of now, they have a retirement age goal of 67, and they would like to spend $5,000 in retirement. And then we are just going to assume the annual retirement health cost. Again, these are just averages here, but when they retire, spending about $6,000 per year for each of them, and this is adjusted for inflation. So it's important to keep in mind that these are numbers today, not numbers in 17 years when they turn 67 and retire. So let's dive into our net worth here. Going into their net worth, we can see that they have a total net worth of $655,000. $25,000 of that is in the bank. They have $40,000 in credit card debt, which is going to be the bulk of this video here. They have $550,000 in investments. Tom's 401k is at $450,000. Rachel has an IRA of $80,000, and they have a joint taxable account with $20,000 in it. They do have a mortgage. Their mortgage is $120,000, and as of today, they make monthly payments of $1,000, which is over that minimum payment amount. And it's important to note that their house today has a current value of $240,000. So they have a positive, net worth there. So let's dive into their retirement analysis. As we can see, the retirement analysis looks okay. Sure, we're going to have to make some adjustments, but as of today, they have an 82% probability of success. And by the end of this plan, they're projected to have about $4.4 million. Well, obviously, we're going to have to make some adjustments. In the first place we want to start is that credit card. They're 50 today. They want to retire in 17 years at most, and they want to make sure that they have this debt paid off. They just haven't really been able to figure out a way to effectively manage and pay off this credit card debt. So let's dive into it. If we go into our debt management tool, we can see here that this is crazy. Today, it shows their debt of $160,000, and keep in mind that's the $120,000 mortgage plus that $40,000 credit card balance. But at the end of the plan, they are $34 million in debt. What on earth is going on? Well, let's start with our mortgage. As we can see, if we continue to allocate $1,000 towards our mortgage, we will have this house paid off by 2037. Not so bad. This is not the case with our credit card. As we can see here, we carry tremendous credit card debt all the way through retirement. And now while this $6,000 per month payment seems sustainable, if we look at a retirement analysis, clearly we have a big issue here. The biggest issue is we have a $40,000 credit card balance with an $8,000 interest payment. The issue is we're only allocating $6,000 per year towards this payment. So we're never actually touching our interest for this credit card payment. Therefore, we're never touching the principal balance. So as you can see here, this just continues to compound every year because our payment never effectively pays off interest and never effectively pays off our credit card balance. So by the end of this plan, we have a $28 million balance, $6 million interest payment for a total of $35 million. We need to fix this. So let's do just that. Diving into the retirement analysis, the easiest place to start would be, guys, is there a possibility where either one, maybe Rachel can go to work and make some money, or Tom, is there a way where we can increase salary? And if not, the second thing we need to do is figure out a way to live on less money. So let's start there before Rachel has to go to work, just to see what's possible. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to reduce this to $4,000. Now, I know you can't just reduce your living expense at the click of a button within a software. So it's super important to go over a budget worksheet in depth. So here we have the budget worksheet, also called our expense worksheet. As mentioned, our pre-retirement living expenses today were $5,000, but we needed to figure out a way to save $1,000 per month and reduce that to $4,000. Using this expense worksheet, we did just that. Scrolling down, we can see here that we were able to reduce expenses in our housing, transportation, groceries, installment debt payments, uh, personal care, clothing, entertainment, vacations and holiday, charitable contributions, and more. And in fact, we weren't only able to reduce this monthly budget by over $1,000. You can see here that we're going to have a little bit of discretionary money to play with. So, looking at this budget here, this is $4,000 annualized. So divide that by 12. You're going to see that's about $330, and then add that to your monthly total here. So your total monthly is $39.67, and your total annual expenses are $47,610. Using an expense worksheet like this will allow for you to find areas where you can effectively save and then allocate more of that money to your debt and to your retirement savings. If you found this expense worksheet helpful and you would like access to it, just click the link in the description, and that link will send you to a landing page where you can download this for your own use. You can always reach out if you need help. Otherwise, let's dive back into the retirement analysis. Okay, so now that you've seen an overview of their budget, both monthly and annually, you can see where we were able to find an extra $1,000, and not just find that $1,000 in savings, we were actually able to unlock more savings, believe it or not. So now the next thing we're going to do is look at our debt. We're going to go back into the profile and we're going to allocate $800 more per month to our credit card payment for a total of $1,300. Going back into our debt, we can see here that this chart looks much better. Our debt is paid off now by 2037. If we go into the details, obviously our mortgage didn't change because we haven't allocated any more money to this. And so therefore we're still paying this off by 2037. But if we go into our credit card, we can see here that we have this paid off by 2028. Now, why is this? Well, if we look at the payment, $1,300 annualized is $15,600. Therefore, we're able to cover the interest payment and tap into the principal, with whatever excess money we have there. So as we reduce the principal balance, obviously our interest payment is also reduced. And therefore, we're able to pay off more of the principal, all of the interest, resulting in a lower interest balance, a lower principal balance, and a quicker pay down of this credit card debt. So as we recall, we were able to save an additional $1,000. So we have $200 more to play with here. The organic option is to allocate this towards our mortgage. As we can see, our mortgage as of today will be paid off by 2037, and we're allocating $12,000 per year towards that mortgage. If we go back to our debt here, we're going to increase this by $200 from $1,000 to $1,200. Going back into the debt management tool, we can see here that our debt is now paid off by 2034. Going into the details, we can see that the mortgage is now paid off by 2035. There's some that rolls into 2035, so that's why you can't see it perfectly on the strategy screen here. But going into the details, we have this paid off earlier because we're allocating $14,400 towards that debt obligation. So now looking at this retirement analysis, there's some options we have here. If we recall, all of this debt will be paid off by 2034 by allocating that extra $1,000 towards our credit card as well as our mortgage. So that's in 10 years. Therefore, we're going to have 7 more years until retirement. By the age of 60, our mortgage and our credit card are both paid off. We can see this if we jump into the cash flows and we go to the summary of our overall expenses. The debt on the house is paid off by the time we're 60. If we recall, we aren't going to retire until the age of 67. And so we have 7 years where we can take that additional $1,000 that we've come up with and allocate that towards our overall savings, either in our 401k, in an IRA, or in a taxable account, whichever makes most sense for you in your individual situation. The point here is not only were we able to rapidly pay off our debt through effective debt management strategies, we were also able to free up an additional $1,000 post paying off our debt to allocate into our retirement savings for a better overall retirement. Guys, this is the importance of looking at your overall plan and having an idea of where you stand today and what your current financial situation is and what you can expect in retirement. My goal on this channel is to empower individuals like yourself to embrace financial confidence and unlock the path to a life truly well lived. If you enjoyed this case study, toggle back to the landing page where I go over a variety of other case studies. Until next time, have a good one.